Welcome to our channel of Culture Academy. It's so great to have you with us, and I hope you will enjoy today's session in which we will talk about egalitarian and hierarchical culture. In some books, the egalitarian culture is also referred to as equal or equality culture. Why is it so important to understand if a society, an organization, or a team is structured egalitarian or hierarchical? Let us explore this subject right now, right after the intro. First of all, I want to say that I do not want to give a value statement here about egalitarian or hierarchical cultural preferences. One is not better than the other. Both have advantages and disadvantages, good sides and bad sides. So it's not a value statement. Although in the past many societies were hierarchically organized, and while today, especially in democratic countries, the egalitarian system is quite common, we should not forget that even today, many societies, cultures, and organizations are strongly influenced by a hierarchical style, especially when we think about the decision-making process or the leading of staff members in an organization or a team. It is very important to understand the kind of style which is prominent in the culture of my supervisor or my colleague. The following question should be considered for our work and relationships in our organization. So who is the leader in our group? How do they lead in this organization? Who holds the information and how does the information flow? Who decides in our organization? What is the line of command? How should we answer all these questions? Are we even aware that we need to answer them? Or do we assume that other colleagues or other business partners function like we do? So now let us explore the difference between these two cultural traits. In egalitarian cultures, people believe that the society is horizontal. In egalitarian or equality style, the employees are granted the power to take initiative, even if they don't have the position or the title. Other workers or even the boss are seen as equal. Not much attention is paid to age, to status, to titles, and to qualifications. Work relationships and manners are easygoing and friendly. Information flows freely, and individuals are empowered to make decisions on their own. In hierarchical-based cultures, on the other hand, people believe that society is vertically organized. In hierarchical styles, the boss or the manager is expected to take control and make the decisions. There's a well-considered and appreciated hierarchical order. Age, status, titles, and qualifications are highly valued. Therefore, business cards, for example, play an important role because they reveal your status, your qualification, and where you fit in the organization. Work relationships are driven by respect, honor, and obedience. Information is held at the top level and given as needed to other levels because information is power. Decisions are made at the top and communicated at lower levels. Individuals at lower levels need to consult with the top to get information and also the green light for decisions. The power distance, as explained by Hofstede, also plays a major role. In hierarchical societies, there is a larger power distance as in egalitarian societies. There can be exceptions. Even in egalitarian cultures, there can be a very hierarchical structure in the organization, like in the military. Because there's such a difference in organizations or teams, it is crucial to know if your superiors or your colleagues come from an egalitarian or from a hierarchical culture. It is also important for your understanding of leadership styles and the decision-making processes. Now let us go deeper and examine the two different styles more in detail. Let us start with the egalitarian style. People prefer to be self-directed. People also have the flexibility in the roles they play and in their company or in their team. The best boss is a facilitator among equals. The ideal power distance between a boss and a subordinate is pretty low. And the people have the freedom to challenge the opinion of those in power, even the boss. Organizational structures are flat. Communication often skips hierarchical lines, so you can go from one colleague to another even if he is higher in the hierarchy. People make exceptions, they are flexible, and they may even bend the rules if it's necessary. Let us look at the hierarchical style now. People prefer to take directions from those above. People have a strong limitation about appropriate behavior in their roles. The best boss is a strong director who leads from the front. The ideal power distance between a boss and a subordinate is high. People respect and do not challenge the opinion of those in power because of their status or their position. Organizational structures are multi-layered and fixed, and communication follows set hierarchical lines. People enforce regulations and guidelines. So now we want to look at the different countries on the egalitarian and hierarchical scale. Countries we find more in the egalitarian style are, for example, Austria, they are Denmark, you have the Netherlands, Sweden, Israel, Australia, Finland and Canada. In the middle of the scale there are the US, UK, Germany, France, Brazil, Italy and Spain. On the more hierarchical style, we find Mexico, Poland, Russia, Peru, Saudi Arabia, India, China, Japan, Korea or Nigeria. What is a practical application for learning these different styles? Let's look at an example. Just imagine you come from an egalitarian society and you are sent by your organization to China to negotiate a partnership with a Chinese organization. You know already that China is a very hierarchical society.
Is that China has a very hierarchical culture. In other words, they line up in hierarchy with elders at the top, senior people, and then moving down to middle managers and juniors. And decisions generally get taken at the top and implemented all the way down.
So what do you need to know when you communicate with your Chinese counterpart? You got all the information you need from your side to negotiate the partnership, and you have been given the power already to make decisions and to do the deal. But is the same true for your Chinese partner? He needs to confirm the information with his superiors and needs to wait for the green light before he can move on with his actions. To you it seems that he does not really take the initiative. For you the process takes way too long, way too much time, and you think, well, he may not be serious and not be really interested in the partnership. The same would happen, for example, in a multicultural team. When you, as an egalitarian style person, would ask a colleague from a hierarchical culture for information or for an update on a report, your hierarchical style colleague would need to get very specific and detailed instruction, requests, or even a very direct orders from the team leader. Because he must obey his superiors, he will only do what you have requested him to do, or the team leader has requested him to do. You also need to expect that he or she would prefer to consult with a superior leader to confirm the right answer. Hence, the process would take much longer than you had expected. Consequently, your perception would be that your colleague might be lazy because it takes him so long to reply. On the other hand, if your hierarchical style colleague will ask you for the same request, update or report, you normally would respond immediately because you already have the information and you have the permission to respond from your superior. But your colleague thinks, well, you are not serious because your answer came way too fast and therefore your response could not be valid. That is why he would ask you again. But you think, well, why is he asking me again? I already gave him the answer for the update or for the report. So both of you have a different perception of each other, and this can lead to conflict in your work and in your personal relationship. For this reason, you need to know the cultural preference of your multicultural colleague or your business partner. Does he or she come from an egalitarian or hierarchical culture? If you can discern those cultural differences, your collaboration and relationship with your team and with your business partners will be improved. Well, these are just some short examples, and there are many more implications of the cultural differences which cannot be treated here. So please look at our playlists and watch the other videos to get a better understanding on cultural differences. I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you like, you can write down in the comments what you have learned today and what you would like to add to this video. Maybe you can tell us your experience or your story with an egalitarian or with a hierarchical culture, or with a colleague or with a business partner. Thank you for giving us a like and subscribe to our channel, which will support our work. And please hit the little bell button to get information when we publish a new video. So I hope to see you all soon and have a great day. Bye bye to all of you. Ciao.